Welcome all to yet another video, Dr. R.S. and you, on the science of cosmetics and personal care products. Okay. My name is Ramesh Suryanarayanan. You can type Ramesh Suryanarayanan in the YouTube videos. You will get all my videos regarding this topic. Suryanana, not Iya. So this is, you will get it as Dr. Ramesh Suryan, and this is my email ID. Right. Today we are going to part 113, herbal cosmetic products, section 2, concept of organic cosmetics. Right. So to brief you, organic cosmetics evolved from organic agriculture. Right. So the organic agricultural products are used, and using organic techniques, organic product process techniques. Right. Now there are certain approved techniques where you can get ingredients from these herbs. For example, organic cocoa butter is obtained from organic cocoa. So organic cocoa is organic farming, and getting cocoa butter from organic cocoa is not by the traditional process, but it is a process which is approved by the organic agriculture. Right. Those approved processes can only be used to get the final organic certification for the ingredients. Right. So what we will see now in this is, we will find some of the definition for organic agriculture. Right. Then what we will do, we will see what are the various certifying bodies, and see, take USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, and check what is there labeled, how to get the USDA organic label in your product. Now from there we will see what are the USDA approved organic ingredients available in the market, and what are the USDA approved cosmetic products in the market. Examples. I am not putting the entire USDA organic ingredients or the entire USDA products, but just examples. And what are the limitations of getting USDA organic, and what is the way forward. Right. Organic cosmetics originated from organic agricultural products. Organic farming, lot of definitions are there, but simply putting it, can be defined as an agricultural process that uses biological fertilizers and pest control acquired from animal or plant waste. So it is not chemicals. Organic farming was actually initiated as an answer to the environmental damage caused by the use of chemical pesticides and synthetic fertilizers. Right. So organic ingredients for cosmetics, right, that involves two processes. What are the two processes? Organic farming, that is one, and the second one, approved processes to obtain the ingredient from organic herbs. As I explained you, if you want to get a jasmine oil from jasmine flower, jasmine flower should be organically grown plant jasmine flower, organic jasmine flowers, and the essential oil from the jasmine flower, jasmine oil extracted through organically approved technique, approved techniques, right? So this is approved farming and approved processes. The combines to get organic ingredients, right? Now USDA, some of the concepts of organic, some of the organic labels, the most widely accepted is USDA Organic, United States Department of Agriculture, NOP, National Organic Program, USA. Then there are other countries also. India also has organic programs and the organic logo. But whenever you buy an organic ingredient for the cosmetic products, you have to ensure which country organic logo is there, right? Most accepted organic logo is USDA Organic. That's most accepted around the world. So you have to be very clear. You can't just use any organically approved ingredient if you want to get a particular certification. If you want to get USDA Organic approved cosmetic product, you have to use USDA Organic ingredients only, right? So that is the thing. So this is one thing. So you have to ensure what is that organic or which organic ingredient you are using. So among all the certifications, I will explain about USDA Organic, right? USDA Organic products are only organic foods. They are concerned only with organic foods. They have no role to play in the area of organic cosmetics, right? They have no role to play in organic cosmetics. However, if cosmetics are made complying to USDA organic guidelines, USDA certification can be obtained for the cosmetics also. Use USDA certified organic ingredients. Use only the allowed excipients, right? To get USDA Organic. USDA is not bothered whether what you are selling is a food or a cosmetic, but whatever product you are submitting should comply with the USDA guidelines, right? So now, of course, making USDA organic products has limitations, which we will discuss, right? So what are the labels? USDA Organic labels. If 100% of the formulation contain USDA Organic approved ingredients, right, then you can put organic seal, right? You can put organic seal, USDA Organic, 100% organic. You can say 100% certified organic ingredients, no genetically modified processes. All ingredients comply with national list of allowed and prohibited substances. So this should be the thing. Certification is required, right? On the label you can put like this of your product, 100% organic, USDA Organic. You can put on the label if all the ingredients you use in the formula is organic, and it has to be USDA Organic, right? The organic seal allowed, but all the other processes should be followed, and certification. So there are certifying bodies for USDA organic products. So there is an inspection from these certifying bodies, and they approve, and also there will be a periodic check of the compliance to the organic certification, and then it is approved. Right? Now you can use 95% certified organic ingredients also. The remaining 5% can be excipients approved by USDA organic. Now you can put organic seal and you can say organic. You can't say 100% organic, of course. You can say organic. Organic seal is also not allowed. Is allowed. Organic seal is allowed. So minimum 95% certified organic ingredients should be there in the formula, and all the other certification required. And made with organic ingredients you can put, but you can't put with 70%, you can't put the seal. 70 to 95%, no, you can't put the organic seal, but you can say made with USDA organic ingredients. So at least 70% certified organic ingredient should be there in the formula. Right? In the list of ingredients, you can list what are the organic ingredients you have used. But below 70%, you can't say anything on the label. But on the ingredient listing, you can say organic cocoa butter, organic shea butter, you can say on the label. But you can't put on the front label that your product is organic. So basically, this is the organic product labeling for foods. No? And the cosmetic manufacturers try to adapt the foods guideline and try to get cosmetic products done. See, we will see how this is possible. See, before going to that, what we will see now is the list of some of the examples of organic ingredients that can be used in cosmetics. We will see. And then examples of the USDA organic products in the market. Examples. Right? And then we will discuss about the limitations and what is the way forward. These are some of the USDA approved organic ingredients. Examples. The list is exhaustive, but these are all the examples. For example, organic cocoa butter. No, this is USDA organic. The USDA seal is here. The organic USDA cocoa butter. Then the USDA shea butter you can get in bulk quantities. USDA organic shea butter. Then USDA organic beeswax. Beeswax is also there. USDA organic beeswax. Then USDA organic coconut oil. You can get olive oil. USDA organic olive oil. Argan oil, certified organic. Palm oil shortening, USDA organic. Right? See, the USDA organic seal is here. So, USDA organic. These are some of the ingredient examples for USDA organic. For example, you can combine cocoa butter, shea butter, beeswax, coconut oil and olive oil. Make a lip balm. Right? Make a lip balm which is 100% USDA organic. Right? So, you have to, there are a lot of ingredients. These are examples of ingredients where you can get organic ingredients and try to make 100% organic USDA organic products also. This is yet another list of ingredients here. Certified, organic certified. Lavender oil. Okay, lavender oil, jasmine oil is available in bulk, USDA organic. Then peppermint oil, USDA organic. Lemon, eucalyptus oil, right? Then you have citronella oil, sandalwood oil, Australian sandalwood oil. Sweet orange, tea tree oil, it's all USDA organic. Rosemary oil, USDA organic. So you can combine the organic ingredients like the waxes, oils, and with all this. These are all examples. There are still lot of lists of organic ingredients. So you can combine, play with these ingredients, and then make 100% organic USDA organic products, right? You can have the 100% organic USDA seal, right? Now, see USDA organic product, no? Here, aloe vera gel. You get aloe vera gel, USDA certified organic aloe vera gel. You can just buy it and sell it as USDA organic aloe vera gel. So this aloe vera gel also you can use in other products where you can make other products with. See, now we will come to the limitations. We will just see the products. We will discuss the limitations. This is aloe vera. This is another product by Himalaya, where Himalaya Botanic Warming Body Balm containing eucalyptus and rosemary. Right? It is also 100% USDA organic. Right? So this gives a warm feeling, and for body pain you can apply warm feeling, or for a cold you can apply, and the essential oils help to relieve, and the waxes and oils gives the soothing feel, and eucalyptus oil and rosemary oil, because of its the aromatherapy effect, gives a lot of other benefits from the product. This is one product. Another product, Critical Balm. Okay. So this is also 100% USDA organic. Naturally prevent, soothe and protect cracked and rigid cuticles. Right, for the nail. Okay. This is a Critical Balm. This is also USDA organic, which is the Mommy Balm, soothing and moisturizing for organic nipple cream for breastfeeding moms. So this is yet another product which is USDA organic. This is a range of organic products by Dr. J Organics, right? So they have various products, antioxidant lotion, right? The body elixir, right? Then firming cream. So they have range of products. You can go to their site and see the range of products Dr. J Organics have. Now we have seen examples of ingredients used in organic products, that can be used in organic products, and examples of organic cosmetic products. But what are the limitations? Okay, basically you are using USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, or other organic farming, organic food product approval for cosmetics. So this is very important, because none of the surfactants are approved by organic. So now if you want to manufacture a shampoo or develop a shampoo which is 100% organic, it's impossible. So some of the creams and lotions, right? So now if you have to use some other excipients and ingredients, it's not possible in USDA organic. So you have to be very, very careful about preservation of these organic products, because none of the preservatives are allowed, right? The traditional preservatives used in cosmetic products are not allowed. So when you try to get a USDA approved product formulated, the formulations have limitations, right? It has limitations. Also, you have to be very careful that USDA organic products, made with 100% organic ingredients can be quite expensive also, because organic ingredients are expensive. So you have to see the cost and you have to deliver the benefits. Right? Now, the stability. Right? You can't use potent antioxidants, right, to preserve the vegetable oils or whatever it is. So natural vitamin E can be used, which is again expensive. Natural vitamin E is available. You can use it as an antioxidant. Now, again, to make 100% USDA organic, you need little skill, and to get the cost right, the product right, and the stability right. But ultimately, after making all these things and you are selling in the market, what is the consumer benefit you are going to give? Ultimately it's organic, right? So that is the benefit. Now, with all these limitations, and there are no guidelines for cosmetics and personal care products, for organic cosmetics and personal care products, organic and natural. Lot of people started developing their own rules and regulations for cosmetics and personal care products. And as of today, there are no government regulations on organic cosmetics or organic or herbal products. There is no herbal cosmetics, rather organic cosmetics and herbal cosmetics. There are no regulatory bodies which gives for cosmetics, right? Now, what happened? Lot of people came with the organic and the natural regulation, and there were a lot of discussions and evaluations. Now we have seen examples of ingredients used in organic products that can be used in organic products, and examples of organic cosmetic products. But what are the limitations? Okay, basically you are using USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, or other organic farming, organic food product approval for cosmetics. So this is very important, because none of the surfactants are approved by organic. So now, if you want to manufacture a shampoo or develop a shampoo which is 100% organic, it's impossible. So some of the creams and lotions, right? So now, if you have to use some other excipients and ingredients, it's not possible in USDA organic. So you have to be very, very careful about preservation of these organic products, because none of the preservatives are allowed, right? The traditional preservatives used in cosmetic products are not allowed. So when you try to get a USDA approved product formulated, the formulations have limitations, right? It has limitations. Also, you have to be very careful that USDA organic products, made with 100% organic ingredients can be quite expensive also, because organic ingredients are expensive. So you have to see the cost and you have to deliver the benefits, right? Now, the stability, right? You can't use potent antioxidants, right, to preserve the vegetable oils or whatever it is. So, natural vitamin E can be used, which is again expensive. Natural vitamin E is available. You can use it as an antioxidant. Now, again, to make 100% USDA organic, you need little skill, and to get the cost right, the product right, and the stability right? But ultimately, after making all these things and you are selling in the market, what is the consumer benefit you are going to give? Ultimately it's organic, right? So that is the benefit. Now, with all these limitations, and there are no guidelines for cosmetics and personal care products, for organic cosmetics and personal care products, organic and natural. Lot of people started developing their own rules and regulations for cosmetics and personal care products. And as of today, there are no government regulations on organic cosmetics or organic or herbal products. There is no herbal cosmetics, rather organic cosmetics and herbal cosmetics. There are no regulatory bodies which gives for cosmetics, right? Now, what happened? Lot of people came with the organic and the natural regulation. There were a lot of discussions and evaluations, and ultimately some of the key certifying bodies who try to bring in rules and regulations for cosmetics and personal care product joined together and formed what is called the Cosmos. Okay, they formed what is called the Cosmos. Okay, so Cosmos is cosmetic, organic and natural standard. COSMOS, right? This is Cosmos. Okay, and Cosmos trust in organic and natural cosmetics. So they have guidelines for organic cosmetics, they have guidelines for natural cosmetics, and this is the logo, Cosmos Natural and Cosmos Organic. However, this Cosmos is only a private body, and it has nothing to do with the regulatory bodies. But if you have an organic product, if you have developed a organic product and if you organic cosmetics, the best way is to get into the Cosmos regulation. They have clearly defined what are the requirements for organic cosmetics, what are the requirements of natural cosmetics, right? Either you can have a natural cosmetics label or an organic cosmetics label. So that is how the Cosmos came into being. Now, in the next video, in the next part, we will discuss the outlines of Cosmos regulation. I am not going into the depth of Cosmos regulation, only the outlines of Cosmos regulation we will discuss in our next video. Right? Thank you for listening to me in this video. Till We get connected to the next video. Be safe, be happy, be smiling. Bye.